here, Judge.
That's fine.
First of all, Judge, let me first say that I apologize immensely. This was not at all an affront to you or this court. I don't believe that there's a person that ever been through this process that respects it more than I do. I've been living in an incredible state of pressure and scrutiny for 7 months during this time period. And I know Your Honor has as well. And in the last part of this, I want to thank you for serving, for what you've done every day in this court. Last week was a tremendous wake-up call for me in two respects. One, you said as the mayor of this city and as a lawyer and member of the bar, I should not have put myself in that position. Whatever the facts were, you said, about what happened, which of course we disagree with, you were right, Your Honor. I remain in agreement with you on that. I will say on the day in question, well, before that, what I've been, I think, doing to the best of my ability when I wake up in the morning is trying to make sure that the importance of this court and its proceedings are intact. I've always been on time. I've always listened to my attorneys and everything that we were doing. I hear Your Honor's ruling, especially the one that was happening here last time we were here. But I've also been trying to be a good mayor at the same time, even with incredible odds, incredible scrutiny. In the city of Detroit, we have been working on for 18 months, Judge, a deal between two countries, Canada and the United States, a provincial government of Ontario and the state of Michigan, two cities, Windsor and Detroit, and in all of the requisite agencies, Coast Guard, Homeland Security, and those same agencies on the other side of the water. Because of the politics that were involved at City Council on our side, there was a rush vote which got the Windsor City Council and Windsor Mayor and the lawyers that have been working on this deal for 18 months in a flux. That is the last part of a $300 million deficit that the city has been carrying since before me, Your Honor. If I don't close, and we in the city of Detroit don't close that deficit, 2,000 jobs are going to be lost in the city of Detroit. There's no way I can have recreation programs. There's no way I can cut grass, fix streets. I have to lay off about 700 police officers and about 251 firefighters. Facing that reality, what I've been doing for 6 months is digging in and trying to get that deal done. I don't believe that that's more important than these court proceedings. I don't believe that I would ever disrespect these proceedings at all. I wake up every single day, Your Honor, and look at my 12-year-old sons who are facing enormous pressure every day. They go to camp, they go to school. I respect this process more than I've ever respected any process in my life. And I'm sorry, I did violate the conditions of the bond because I got a phone call that the Windsor City Council, everything was going off the rail and they were going to back off the deal. The mayor and the attorney over there called me. It's been presented that I went over for a couple of hours. The office that I went to is, and I know this is not important, it's about 50 to 100 feet from the tunnel. I ran in, I made a presentation. I took Anthony Adams and also Candia Milton, who were there as well, and I ran back, and we got the deal back on track. We're now moving forward to close that final deficit. What I've been trying to do, Your Honor, throughout this process is to keep the grass cut, to keep the streets moving, to not lay anybody off, because I know that the same media, and I know as a gentleman came and sat in your courtroom, Your Honor, that gentleman sits outside my house. They have helicopters fly around my house, and so I do understand the pressure that you're going through. I'm on the news every single day, and I think 99.9% of the time when people see me, Your Honor, it's cool and collected and calm. I want you to know that I'm sorry for that. I don't know what the emergency provision, when I came back the next day, I did tell my attorney because I thought of it like, oh my goodness, after we were hearing the seriousness of what happened before. I apologize to you. I apologize to this court. I have respect for this court. I have respect for the judges in this court, and I have respect for you. It's been presented, and as I close, that I don't. I don't know where that comes from, Jan, but I don't believe that there's a person who can sit in this type of scrutiny, this type of pressure, these type of issues where I have to deal with personally with my wife and children, in my office to keep the chief of police and the fire commissioner and all the requisite 47 agencies working at optimum level, and have to come here and deal with this issue at court without having respect for this institution. My life has been revolutionarily transformed, and is transforming in front of an eye of these media people that don't know me at all. Jan, I'm asking for your forgiveness. It will never happen again. I said that, my lawyer said that at the bond hearing last time. This was before that time. It will never, ever happen again. My sons are watching this proceeding because I asked them to. I told them that I did something wrong. I've never made a claim that I have not done wrong things. And I'm standing here now before you apologizing and saying it was never a front to you. I respect your position, and I respect the heck out of you for even taking this case, because I knew the enormous scrutiny that you were walking into from day one. And so I just wanted to address the court in that. And in closing, to talk about this wasn't a spur of the moment I can willy-nilly go and frolic in Canada. This was a very, very serious issue that stopped me from shutting down the Recreation Department. And Yana, I can give you the cut plan and show you what we have to do on September 2nd if this doesn't go through, September 3rd. I have to shut down recreation. I have to fire firefighters. I have to fire police officers, or lay off police officers. And at that particular moment, to get that deal on track, all that was in my mind is we can't let the city go right now. We have bond rating meetings out in New York in October, and I promised certain things for the last 2 years. I've met each one of those promises. Every single promise that I made to the bondholders, I made. This is the last one. Every deal I said I would close, economic development, I've closed. Every labor agreement and changes, I've gotten. I am focused on this process, Yana, and I don't disrespect you or this court at all, and I'm asking for another chance, especially after last week's bond hearing, to prove that to you and the citizens of this city. I apologize to the citizens as well, but mostly to you. It was never a affront to you. I respect you, and I respect the job that you have to do and the position that you're in, particularly with the pressure.